You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN E-mini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things E-mini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro. Joining us today, Mr. Michael Borg. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, 9th day of August, 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. Wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. This is our second live broadcast of the day. The first live broadcast runs from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That's our live training room. That broadcast is reserved for members only and those who are taking their 1-week free trial. If you haven't taken your 1-week free trial, just go to mytradingiq.com, and at the top of the page there's a button that says 5-day free trial. Click it and the journey begins. Doesn't matter what day of the week or weekend or hour of the day that you sign up for the trial, you'll get a full 5-day free trial, even if it stretches over a weekend. Now, the free trial is not just the live training room, but it's every resource that our lifetime members have access to. So you have a genuine opportunity to really see if trading is for you and if what we do is right for you. And that's without you having to spend a dime. There's no credit card required to take the free trial. Now, when the trial ends, or when the live training room ends, we take a 30-minute break and come back for this broadcast at 12 noon Eastern, which is open to the public. Everybody, everywhere on planet Earth with an internet-connected device. There are 2 different ways to join the afternoon broadcast. The best way, go to mytradingiq.com, scroll down to where it says afternoon broadcast. Click the link, complete the 30-second registration form, and you're done. What will happen going forward, every trading day, you'll get an email about an hour before this broadcast starts. So at 12 noon Eastern, all you have to do is click the link in the email, and that will automatically log you into our platform. This way, you have access to the question box, so you can ask questions and participate in the discussion. There will be days when you're out of the office, away from the desktop, but you still want to join the broadcast live. And there'll be days when you can't join live, but you would still like to learn from the broadcast. There's a solution. It's called our YouTube channel. youtube.com/CFRN. It's pretty easy to remember. youtube.com/CFRN. Not only do we broadcast live every trading day on our YouTube channel, but we also archive each and every daily broadcast. Currently, there's over 2,200 daily episodes archived for your educational and viewing pleasure. youtube.com/CFRN. And if you're new to CFRN, it's a great way to get to know who we really are. Not just today, not just this week, not just last month. You can scroll back 6 months, a year, 2 years, even more. Just pick some days at random. Invest the time to watch the broadcast so that you see the thread of connectivity, the thread of continuity that's woven through each and every daily broadcast. One more time, youtube.com/CFRN. Let's open with our daily devotional and a word of prayer. Our topic this week is foundations of faith. Today's scripture, Exodus 3:14, from the Message translation. God said to Moses, "I am who I am. Tell the people of Israel, I am sent me to you." So, one of the first foundations of faith is understanding who is God. All of Scripture is an intricate mosaic that reveals a God who is deeply involved in creation and who cares intimately for humanity. And if we believe the Bible to be true, then we have to believe that the God it describes is true in his intentions and unified in his character. So what does God's word tell us about who God is and what he cares about? While these points I'll give you is nowhere near exhaustive, it allows us to take a closer look at 4 foundational truths about God. Number 1, God is the creator and he actively exists. The word God used to describe himself, Yahweh, which is spelled YHWH. You'll see it spelled differently today in the English language. Essentially means I am who I am, or I absolutely am. In other words, he is timeless. He is the beginning of all things and the end of all things. Nothing can exist apart from him because all life was created by him and only exists through him. Point 2, God is righteous and just. In Jeremiah, God describes himself as the one who practices justice and righteousness. In Scripture, those words often go together. The word justice describes a legal decision made by God that results in right actions that honor God's decrees. God is able to perfectly practice justice and righteousness because he is just and righteous. His decrees and actions are based on his own truthful character. Next point, God is relational. God created us so that we could experience the joy and love that he is, and then spread that joy and love to others. He does not need us to complete him, but he wants us to enjoy his presence and partner with him in caring for his creation. Next point, God is love. God creates humans with love. He establishes and keeps his covenant with Israel throughout Scripture because of his faithful love. And he sends his only Son to rescue humanity because of his everlasting love. God is able to do all these things because he is love. And so, when we delight in God, we get to experience love that's beyond our ability to generate. Final point. How do we delight in God? In John 14, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. To delight in God, we must first come to know Him. And to know Him, we must know Jesus, who created the way through His death and resurrection for us to spend eternity with Him. Because Jesus became God with us, we can have a personal understanding of who God is. We can boldly draw close to Him and experience His love for ourselves. And in drawing close to Him, He makes us righteous and shows us what His justice truly looks like. So today I encourage you to ask God to reveal who He is to you as you study today's scripture. Create highlights and notes on any words about God's character and nature that stand out to you, and then reflect on that list throughout the day. I already shared with you Exodus 3:14, but you might want to jot down Job 36:22, Psalm 68:20, Jeremiah 9:23 through 24, and Isaiah 42:5 through 6. Isaiah 45:18 through 19, and of course, John 3:16. 1 John 4:7 through 16, Colossians 1:15 through 16. If you study those scriptures, you will develop a better understanding of who God is. And who God is truly the foundation of our faith as believers. Join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for your blessings, for your mercy, and for your grace. Just as you revealed your name to Moses, saying, I am who I am, help us understand your presence in our lives. Help us to find comfort and guidance in your unchanging nature. Grant us the strength to trust in your plans and walk in faith, knowing that you are with us always. It's in Jesus' name that we believe and pray. And everybody said, Amen. Amen. Happy Wednesday. Hope it's a happy Wednesday for you, wherever you are, wherever you are. Let me give you the numbers from around the world. We'll start here in the U.S. with the cash markets, or the indices as they're called. If you're tuned in via the YouTube channel, you know the title of today's episode is Finding the Right Trading Community to be a part of. Because as I've told you many times, whatever career path you go down, from electrician to plumber to pilot to attorney to doctor and everything in between, you're going to need somebody to show you how to do the job and support you as you learn to do the job. So we'll talk about that in a couple minutes, for a few minutes. Currently, the Dow is down 184 points. The NASDAQ is down 143, which is a little over 1%. The S&P 500 is down 27, and the Russell 2000 is down 21, which is just over 1%. Now, if you've been following along these last few weeks, this should come as no surprise. If you were tuned in yesterday, or the day before, it should come as no surprise. When we go to the charts, I'll show you specifically where, when, and why we anticipated this decline. In the commodity basket today, crude oil up 45 cents, trading 83.37 last. Gold down $8.50, trading 19.51.40 last. Silver down 3 cents, trading 22.77 last. In the Asian markets at the close, Nikkei down 172, the Shanghai down 16, the Hang Seng gained 61. And in the European markets at the close, FTSE gained 59, the DAX rose 77, the CAC up 52. So we had a mixed day in Asia. It was a green day for the UK. And so far, it's a big red radio Wednesday here in the US of A. So let's talk about our topic for a few minutes: finding the right trading community to join. Joining the right trading community can significantly enhance your trading journey by providing you with support, education, and a network of like-minded traders. However, choosing the right trading community requires careful consideration to ensure that it aligns with your goals, preferences, and trading style. Here's a few key factors to consider when finding the right trading community to join. First, define your trading goals and objectives. Are you a beginner looking to learn the basics, or are you an experienced trader seeking to finally become consistently profitable? Choose a community that caters to your specific needs. In our community, whether you've only looked at a chart or if you've been struggling for 10 years and spent tens of thousands of dollars on shiny objects, our community is set up to support you every step of the way. Sometimes the less you know is better than those who know more, because you're a clean slate. We simply teach you a very clear and specific way to achieve your goal for the day, and then encourage you to put the mouse away. Different communities focus on various trading styles such as day trading, swing trading, options trading, or forex trading. Our community focuses on all markets and all time frames. Price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. So our very simple strategy and our very simple set of indicators can be used to trade futures or stocks or crypto or forex. It's simply a matter of adjusting the time frame that you use and the amount of risk that is appropriate for any potential high probability, low risk trade setup. Research the reputation of the trading community. Look for online reviews, testimonials, and feedback from current or former members. This is where we invite you in to our discussion group so that you can talk to our traders, ones who once stood in your shoes looking to become consistently profitable. You can post questions, you can get answers, you can have discussions. We're very transparent in everything that we do. Many communities do not want their members talking to one another because bad things can happen. But we don't have any bad things. We simply have a strategy and set of indicators which we teach you how to use 2 hours every day in the live training room. We provide you with around-the-clock support as a passport holder, and you have unlimited access to one-on-one private mentoring. That's pretty difficult to find anywhere. The community should be transparent about what it offers, including the types of resources, educational materials, and tools that it provides. Be cautious of communities that promise guaranteed profits or withhold essential information. And unfortunately, in the world of trading, there's a whole lot of that going on. Check the qualifications and experience of the community's instructors and mentors. Experienced traders, educators, and industry professionals should lead the community and provide credible guidance. Consider whether you prefer a large, active community with diverse perspectives or a smaller, more intimate group. Engagement levels and interactions within the community can significantly impact your experience. I'll tell you what our community's like. It's like a tightly knit family. There's no competition between our members, and everyone is always willing to reach out and provide a helping hand with anything that you need. That all happens around the clock in our Telegram discussion channels. Assess the quality of educational resources offered, such as video tutorials, webinars, articles, trading tools, all of which we have an abundance of, more than you can ever get through. But remember, you only need to learn enough to get your goal for the day and have the discipline to put the mouse away. That is the simple way to become a consistently profitable trader. A good trading community should offer opportunities for interaction and support, such as discussion groups, live trading sessions, and Q&A sessions with mentors. All things that we readily provide to our lifetime members. Evaluate the cost of membership compared to the value you'll receive. Be wary of overly expensive communities that promise unrealistic returns. There's people in the audience today who have lost more today than what it costs to become a passport holder. The CFRN Passport is your all-access pass to everything we do, everything we've ever done, and whatever we do in the future. The community's culture itself and atmosphere matter very much. Are members supportive, respectful, and willing to share insights? Here they are. A positive community culture will foster growth and collaboration, something we've been working very hard at since 2008, really since 2005. But our live training room in its current incarnation has been flowing along quite well since 2008. That's a long time in the trading business. There's a whole lot of fly-by-nights, here today, gone tomorrow. You have a question, you got to submit a support ticket. With us, you can reach out and get a response immediately. That is huge when someone is trying to learn how to trade. And you want to make sure you're in a community that has that goal, to teach you how to trade. That is a very valuable life skill. Once you learn how to trade, nobody can ever take that away from you. When you buy indicators and other stuff, shiny objects, as they come down the pipeline, be very, very cautious. If you've been at the business of trading very long, you've probably made some mistakes that you regret. Doesn't have to be that way. It's not just an endless loop of people trying to milk you for as much money as they can and then selling your name and email address to somebody else so they can milk you with their slick ad copy. Again, we're like family. You should consider whether the community's trading philosophy and approach align with your beliefs and preferences. You'll benefit from a community that resonates with your trading values. A trading community that has been active and successful over a longer period of time is more likely to provide consistent value and support. Again, CFRN started back in 2005. Our live training room has been open every trading day since sometime in 2008. Ultimately, trust your intuition and assess how comfortable you feel within the community. You should feel welcomed, supported, and encouraged to grow as a trader. Taking the time to research and assess potential trading communities will help you make an informed decision that aligns with your trading goals and aspirations. Remember, the right trading community can provide a valuable learning environment and a supportive network that contributes to your success as a trader. So I'll end with, careful out there. There's a lot of people more interested in your money than you are. And when something doesn't seem right, when the hairs stand up on the back of your neck, that's your intuition. And if you're a believer, it's the power of the Holy Spirit moving in you to let you know this is not what's right for you. So please, as you take our free trial with no credit card required and unfettered access to all of our resources, make sure while you're on the trial that you do access all of the resources that are available to you. I see people come through the trial all the time and they never even bother to log into the Telegram channels. They think, oh, okay, this is a 2-hour-a-day gig. No. We open for business Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We remain open for business till Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern, around the clock, because futures trade around the clock and we have traders around the globe. And our discussion groups are active even on the weekends. So keep all those things in mind as you're deciding where you're going to call home. Trading is a lonely business. It doesn't have to be. When you find the right community, you'll never have to trade alone again. Logic 247. That's our 24/7, around-the-clock E-mini alert service. We're currently in week 262, And over those 262 weeks, we've issued over 14,800 individual handcrafted alerts. We're approaching 14,900. Since the markets opened Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we've issued a total of 32 alerts. 4 never triggered. We're still waiting on the outcome of 5. So we've had 23 actionable alerts, of which 3, or 13%, would have been stopped out based on the risk profile that we teach all of our passport holders in their unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions. Over the last 262 weeks, 14,800 plus alerts, we've averaged 20% or less of the alerts being stopped out based on that risk profile. Now, the logic alerts are based on current price action, but they're issued with time built in for you to get the alert, study your 30-minute chart, and be prepared when price reaches the entry point. That's important. The purpose of the logic alerts is not so that you can just trade the alerts without having to learn how to trade. Some people may do that, but there'll come a day when they wish they had taken the opportunity to actually learn how to trade. So while we teach 2 hours a day and are available around the clock and are willing to meet with you one-on-one at any time, you just have to schedule the mentoring session. $20% or less over 262 weeks. Now, the alert themselves, as you get the alert and study the 30-minute chart, you'll see the window of opportunity that the market is presenting. The more times you repeat that process, the sooner you'll learn to spot the windows of opportunity yourself. And that's our goal for you, is that you become self-sufficient, that you're able to look at a chart and see where the opportunity is and where the obstacles are. That's how you become self-sufficient. The more times you repeat that process, it will become clear as day. The fog will part, and instead of waking up with a knot in your stomach, you'll wake up actually looking forward to getting into the markets, getting your goal for the day, and putting the mouse away. Along with the logic alerts, which come out around the clock, we still have our original alert service, the concierge trade alerts. They're a little different. They don't come out around the clock. They're published as a static report shortly after the Globex open. Last night, the Wednesday session began at 6 p.m. Eastern. Even though it was still Tuesday night in the U.S., futures are a global marketplace. Once the report is published, passport holders and for the trial members, the first thing you should do is go to the 30-minute chart of whatever markets you trade and make note on that 30-minute chart where price is at this time. 625 last night, 610 Monday night, 620 Sunday night. I do my best to get them out by 6:30 most nights. Some nights it's a little bit later, sometimes due to market conditions and sometimes due to my own personal schedule. Once you've made note of where price is at this time, and it'll always be between these two numbers, draw a line in the sand at the long target and a line in the sand at the short target. Those will serve as great visual cues to help you stay on the right side of the street. Price gets above the 30-minute BBC, that's the green line you'll see on my charts. It stands for bull-bear cross. When price crosses above the 30-minute BBC, it's attempting to reach the long target. If price gets below the 30-minute BBC, it's attempting to reach the short target. It's that simple. You have to look left to spot potential obstacles and learn how price behaves at a weekly trading zone. On the logic alerts, I've already looked left for you. The CTAs, which are based on historic price action, you do your own left looking. And we teach you in your unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions what it is you're looking for. We've published the weekly trading zones since December 14th of 2009. They come out for our members every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. And once they're published, they're carved in stone for the entire week. They don't change in any way whatsoever. By putting them out at 6:15 a.m. Eastern on Monday, that gives all of our traders an opportunity to get the zones on their charts before Wall Street even wakes up for the week. Now, you have to resist the urge. This is where self-discipline comes in, to make it more complicated than what I just explained. As long as you know which way the wind is blowing, it's pretty simple to reach your goal for the day. Here's the daily chart. Now, why do we start with the daily chart? Great question. Because the institutional traders, the ones who actually move price because of their account size, watch daily, weekly, and monthly charts the way you and I look at 30-minute charts, 5-minute charts, tick charts, and range charts. Again, it has to do with account size. They have accounts in the hundreds of millions, billions, and trillions of dollars, while the typical retail trader has an account in the thousands or maybe tens of thousands of dollars. I want to know what the institutions are doing. And it doesn't matter what market you trade or what stock, what crypto, what forex pair. If you spend 2 minutes with the daily chart of the markets you trade, you'll quickly understand what's happening with the deep pockets, the ones who actually move price. You see, our strategy and indicators are not designed to outsmart the institutions or beat the market. They're designed to show you what's happening at any given moment in time. And as long as you do what the institutions are doing, just long enough to get your goal for the day, you'll find that trading, while it's never easy, can become very simple. Now, that green line is the BBC, bull-bear cross. When price crosses above it, we're bullish. When price crosses below it, we're bearish, whether you're on the daily chart or the 30-minute chart. Now, we had a lot of legs on the way up. Retracement, leg, retracement, leg, retracement, leg, retracement. As you can see, the pullback holds more often than not. But we know eventually price will trade through the VBC. That's what keeps the markets fluid and tradable. When the black step line crossed blue and climbing, that's when I began to sound the alarm for a potential reversal. You can go back to this day on the YouTube channel and listen to the broadcast the day it happened. And you can hear me talk about it each and every day. And as blue and climbing got directly above price, number one, that serves as potential resistance because it's probably on its way to turning into red and falling. Blue and climbing is bullish, red and falling is bearish. So once we dropped below the BBC, we pulled back to the BBC and the pullback held. Just like all of these pullbacks held. This one held, this one held, this one held, this one held, and now this one held. Now we are off the low of the session. But if we close at the low of the session or lower, then we'll most likely have a bearish cross. That's when the red line drops below the green line. When you've got price, step line, blue and climbing, and the BBC, that's the perfect recipe for a move to the upside. So how we close today will be very important, and we'll look for that perfect stack on the way down. Could buyers step in for some reason and decide to rally the markets? Sure. You have to embrace all possibilities, but you trade what's in front of you. If we close at the low of the session and then potentially open lower this evening, we're going to get that bearish cross. Price dropping below the BBC tells us to anticipate lower prices. The bearish cross seals the deal. The last significant bearish cross that we had was way back here on February 23rd. It's now August 9th. So, the fibs that you see on the chart, the institutional traders are looking at those same fibs. From the October 13th low to the high put in July 27th. Here is the shallowest possible fib retracement. The 24% fib, 4367/68. Now there are areas on the way where the market could find support. But in the grand scheme of things, it looks like we're shaping up for a pullback at least to the 24. If we trade through the 24% now, when we hit the 24, that should be good for a nice bounce. But if the 24 fails to hold, then we look to the 38, then to the 50, and then the 62. It's all in the chart. You simply have to learn how to read the chart and understand what the chart is telling you, what the institutions are doing, and simply do the same thing long enough to get your goal for the day. All alerts, both logic and concierge, are based on the 30-minute chart. The vertical line separates today, Wednesday, from yesterday, Tuesday. As the markets rallied up yesterday afternoon, where did they find resistance? At the zone. Then what happened? Price consolidated. Only three things happen at a zone. 70% of the time it will be consolidation. 20% of the time rejection. 10% of the time the slice. So last night we opened, we consolidated. We had blue and climbing overhead, which we knew could be potential resistance. But then when red turned to blue, it was a nice little trip up to the long target. Came just shy of hitting the weekly zone. Zones are an area, just like fibs. They print a specific price point on your chart. But again, that's just an area. Many times you may have waited for a pullback to the 24, the 38, or the 50, and it just never quite got there. It's because it's an area. That's why you need to learn how to use multiple time frames. Price got after hitting the long target twice. Price then got below the BBC, and along with red and falling, keep in mind we're now on a 30-minute chart. We were looking at the daily, now we're looking at 30-minute candles. Once price got below the BBC, along with red and falling, we had the perfect stack all the way down to the target. And where did the market find support? At 44.78 1/4. What's the zone? 77/78. That was published Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Now price came within one tick of touching the zone, but by the time the 30-minute candle closed, price had been rejected. Now we're pulling up to red and falling, which very well may be good resistance. If so, that'll give us another leg back down to the zone. On the Dow, pretty much the same thing. Price opened above the BBC, so we're thinking long. We got to get above blue and climbing, and it takes us right up to the target, to the tick. Pull back, another run, and then we get below the BBC, and we drop to the short target. There's that perfect stack coming down. Are you ready, Michael?
I am ready.
All right, guys, we'll walk through the rest of the markets and the rest of the CTAs after Michael gives us a recap of what happened in the live training room, and then we'll trade for 30 minutes on the TradingView platform. Then I will complete the recap, and we'll wrap it up with our good word for the day. Looks good.
All right. Let me get my live stream ready to go right over here. There it is. All right, here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, right? Wednesday, the 9th day of August, 2023. If you have not taken a free trial with us, then go here to mytradingIQ.com. Right here it says sign up for your free 5-day training now, 9:30 to 11:30. Click on that. When you click that, you'll be sent all the information that you need to get into the room in the morning. Now, if you're going to bother getting into the room in the morning, you ought to get in here, read over the trading platform stuff, give us the information that we need to get your platform running in front of you while you're on the trial. Right? Make the most out of the trial. The trade rules, all the rules for all the trades that we take are right in here. This, you'll note today, is going to be changed to a 15 right here. All right, I'm going to do a 15 range bar. Still have a 20 tick stop. It goes to break even after 8 in profit. But I'm going to a 15 range bar instead of a 16. Just makes the math a little easier. And watch some of these videos in here. If you watch the videos, you'll be able to see all those rules put into action live in real time. All right, the spreadsheet, we had a really good day today. Our best day in actually quite some time. Our best day since, well, I'm going back quite a bit. Right here, April. No, I think we did better than that. Our best day since March 24th. Okay, we had a really good day today. 1197. I guess maybe it's somewhere in April. I don't know. Anyway, if you're going to read the spreadsheet, you got to read all CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today we made 201 ticks in the NQ. We lost 9 in the Russell and we made 19 on the ES. Put us at 1197 per contract for the morning session. Today took 1 minute and 1 trade to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $1,200 and we took a total of 19 trades this morning. So on the month, we are at $3,072. That's over 7 trading days, averaging $438 per contract per morning session. On the year, we're at $67,214. That's again over 147 trading days, averaging $457 per contract per morning session. Now, if you were to quit trading when you get your goal for the day and you would add 1 contract per month, so far this year you would have only had to work 46.31 hours. And you would have averaged $1,932 an hour for those 46.31 hours. Okay, good stuff. Let's get into the trades. You'll note we're on a 15 range here on the NQ. And I'll get into that in just a minute. Let me get the question box out in case anybody has any questions. Don't see any yet. All right. not a whole lot to go through here on the gold. We had a one break even trade right here. That was our only trade on gold this morning. There was one more opportunity right through here that I didn't do. If you'd have shorted here, it looks like it would have stopped you out if you'd have done it. That was really it. You know, there was an opportunity here. If you'd have taken this bar, you would have gotten a break even and not done that. If you'd taken this, you had some chance to make some profit. It was just not really much happening here in gold today. In the big picture on gold, I thought it was going to drop to, let's take a look. In the big picture on gold, I thought it was going to keep going down, possibly down to the weekly trading zone. But now that it's hit the MA1 right here, it's consolidated and hit the MA1. Would not surprise me if it does push back down now and finish the day down here at 1945. Now, what I was saying to everyone, what I was saying to everyone in the room this morning was, my thought is, everything that's happening today is they're already selling off the news for tomorrow. All right, tomorrow and the next day we have CPI and PPI coming out, high impact news coming out the next couple of days, and they're already selling off the news right now. So when the news does come out, the market is going to react the opposite of what you think it should, because it's already in the market right now. It's already priced in. Okay, so let's get into the trades. On the gold, we didn't have anything but that one break-even trade. On the Russell today, we had just a couple of trades. Let me scroll back here. And just a couple of trades in here. We had a break-even right there. Now, right here in the pre-market, we had some really nice looking trades. Then we got this one here, we ended up with a break-even on it. We didn't do anything again until over here, where we picked up one tick. And then again, we didn't do anything. I was waiting for a deeper pullback in here, and I never got it. I had all those great trades. I was waiting for another deeper pullback here, and I didn't get it until all the way over here. Then I was looking for a lower swing. Finally, I got the deep pullback I was looking for right here, and it stopped me out. So I got -10 on that, put me at -9 on the Russell in the morning. I didn't trade it again the rest of the morning. There was one green arrow right here that could have been a trade. I wouldn't have done that one if I did that one. Again, waiting for the deep pullback here on the Russell was costing me today, because we had all these great black arrows here that I didn't take, and I didn't end up taking anything else on the Russell today. As we got in here into the break, there were a few good black arrows here, one green arrow that gave something, green arrows here that worked out, here that worked out, there that worked out, and that was it. I'm going to with -9 on the Russell today. The ES, we had a couple of nice trades on the ES, and then we had a whole lot of nothing, right? In the pre-market, a lot of nothing. And our first trade right here on the ES, I think we picked up one tick on the first trade. Right, and then this one almost stopped us out. We got short right here on this down close, and it almost stopped us out. It got within like 2 ticks of stopping us out. And then I had put a target down here at 45.10, and it went down and nailed the target for 16 ticks. So we ended up with 17 ticks total after that. And then right here, I got another 3 ticks on this move, and that put us at 19 total. Now the ES was trending really well today. Once it got out of the no trade zone, it was giving nice moves, which is really good. This was during the break. Had a great move right there on the green arrow, and another great move right here on the green arrow. All right, I ended with a +19 on the ES today. Now the NQ has been, well, it's been pretty good today. Must have been really good. I was up 200 ticks, but you know, when you're doing 30 ticks at a time, 200 ticks, well, it's still a good number of trades. And I did have one stop out, so we'll go all the way back to the beginning here. It's now 12:56, so I have plenty of time to do this. Again, we're on a 15 tick range on the NQ now. The stop is still the same. The reason I went to the 15 tick range is because if I'm going to put a buy stop limit 1 tick above the top of the bar, or 1 tick below the, 1 tick above the top of the bar, 1 tick below the bottom of the bar, it's easier for me to say, okay, I just need to put it 4 points away from the top, or 4 points away from the bottom, not 4 points in 1 tick, 4 points in 1 tick. It's easier for me to say it's 4 points away from the top or 4 points away from the bottom. Okay, so I changed it to a 15 tick, so I can say, all right, well, this bar has a high of 67. I'm going to sell 63. It's as easy as that, right? So we did do that right on the NQ. The first trade on the NQ, we picked up 30 ticks. All right, then we had a break even. Then we picked up somewhere right here. Wait a minute. There's a stop out in here somewhere. The next one, we picked up 30, then we stopped out and went down to 10. Then we picked up a break even and another 30. That put us to 40. Then we had a 4 tick to get us to 44. Then a 3 tick to get us to 47. Then break even from 47 to 63. So that's a 17 tick? No, 16 tick. 16 tick from 47 to 63. Then 63 to 93, so we had a 30 tick. Then we didn't do anything for a little while. I was doing the training this morning. Then 93 to 109, so that's 9 plus 7, 16 tick. Then 109 to 149, so we had a 40 tick on that one. And we had a break even, and then I believe we went from 149 to 165. Then we went from 165 to 173, from 173 to 193. And then finally we went to somewhere in here. We got one more. We went from 193 to 201. We got an 8 tick. I think it was right. This might have been the 8 tick. We got one more 8 tick in here, and we went to 201. And that was where we ended it with the NQ. Now, during the break, had a lot of sideways movement right through here. And then I started to move up here, then a whole lot sideways again. Then it started a nice move down. A couple of nice green arrows here. A couple of nice green arrows all through there. And well, you see the green arrows were doing pretty well in there. All through here, the green arrows are doing well. And then we get over here, and they did pretty well right here too. And that was it for the morning session. All right, we ended up with 201 on the NQ this morning. So it was a good morning this morning with the NQ. And it looks like, you know, I was looking at the bigger picture stuff. If you look at this on the bigger picture this morning, the NQ, we were starting way up here, right? And then we went down to the weekly trading zone. I said, if we go through that, then I would look for it to get down into this area right here. You see, I drew a line in there. I mean, a circle in there for it to get down to. That was the midpoint between those two, I think. And then we dropped down to that zone. I said, if we get down to that zone, we'll probably pull back up toward the midpoint. And what we did is we pulled back up to the MA1 right here on a 30-minute, red and falling. So that's where we are right now. That's the resistance we're hitting right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if we push down through the weekly trading zone again, possibly all the way down here. It depends how much I want to sell it off before the news comes out tomorrow. The ES 30-minute, look at that really quick. We went all the way down to this weekly trading zone this morning. Right, we dropped all the way through this, then all the way down to this weekly trading zone to the tick. That's Dwayne was going over that earlier. The Russell, now the Russell and the ES have a huge space between the next two zones. This one right here, and on the ES, it's even bigger. On the ES, what was it, the NQ? No, it's ES. The ES has this huge space. That's not the next zone though. The NQ has a huge space, not that. This NQ. Between this zone and the next zone down, there's a huge space that it's got to go. I think, yeah, this zone and this zone. So this is a huge space. This was the midpoint of that space. This was the quarter point of that space. That's what I was looking for it to get to. And that's it. So big picture, everything's probably still going to be bearish the rest of the day, I would think. All right. If you've not taken a free trial with us and you want to, go here to mytradingq.com, sign up for the free trial right here. All right. So it's time for us now to start the live stream again. I'm going to do this now. I figured out, I think, how to, yeah, I gotta hit refresh on this. Okay, shut that off, and hit this, and not that, go here, do entire screen, that one, share, and then go in here and hit reset layout. Okay, and hit save, and there you get the whole screen now without me having to minimize anything. And start stream. All right, figure that out, Dwayne. All right, so now we're starting the live stream for everyone who is in TradingView right now. And you know, if you're watching the TradingView live stream, if you want to see anything other than nobody's watching. Anyway, if you want to see anything other than what we're showing right here, you just got to type in the symbol. Okay, so right here on the Russell, we want to see it put in a higher swing, and then we'll look for a pullback On the ES, we want to see the same thing, and on the NQ, we just put it in a lower swing. We want to see that. Well, I want to see it do something right here. It's going sideways. Everything is going sideways right now. Okay. So for everyone who is in here on the live stream, or anyone who watches the live stream after the fact, on Monday, I'm going to start something new. All right. On Monday, this is for everyone that's, everyone that's with us anyway. But for everybody that's in the live stream and TradingView, on Monday, I am going to start a stream at the open from 9:15 to 9:45. I'll be starting a stream. Okay. So if you're watching this after the fact, I know, we have hundreds of people that watch these after the fact. I'll be doing that Monday morning, starting Monday morning, and I'll try to do it next week and see how it works out. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week from 9:15 to 9:45 a.m. I'm going to do a live stream. Right. Just telling everybody right now, after the fact, if you want to get in on that, you'll be able to do it on Monday. All right, so what we're looking for in here right now, we're in a no trade zone. That's what this blue area is right here. Okay, we don't have anything going on here. We have a higher swing here on the Russell, so we're pulling back. We could have an opportunity there on the Russell right now. Could have an opportunity on the Russell if we hit the ribbon, because we're not oversold. So we have to hit the ribbon or get into the oversold to get a trade. Right? We don't have either one of those right now. So we will just wait. Okay. And nothing there. Still nothing here. We didn't hit the ribbon, so we're waiting. All right. I'm going to come back over here and see. It's not in there. Here it is. All right. Anybody that's watching in the live stream, if you want to see anything other than futures, you just have to type in a symbol. Yesterday, people wanted to see Tesla, and there was one other thing. I forgot what it was. It's got to have some volatility, though. It's going to have some volatility and some volume. If it doesn't have that, then you're probably not going to be able to see anything. Okay. You're probably not going to be able to see anything. So Dwayne, I figured out how to make it see the whole screen without even missing screen. I think that works out well for the TradingView folks and for everybody else. Yeah, it takes up the whole thing. That's good. There's a thing called reset layout that I have to hit once I start it. All right, so we have a direction change right here. The long-term trend was bearish and changed to bullish right here. I like to see it pull back and bounce off the ribbon after it does that. I don't like to take the first black arrow, because a lot of times that first black arrow is going to be just a small retracement that manages to get it into the oversold and back out of the oversold. Okay, so I like to see a deeper pullback that actually bounces off of something substantial like the ribbon. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, well, this morning we had a great morning. This morning we're up $1,197 per contract in the morning session. We're up 201 ticks on the NQ. We lost 9 on the Russell. We ended up break even on the gold, and we're plus 19 on the ES this morning. So on the month now, over 7 days, we're at $3,072 with one contract for the morning session. Okay, averaging $438 per contract per morning session. If you guys don't get into the morning session, you want to know how, you just go here to mytradingiq.com right here. Sign up for it right there, 9:30 to 11:30 every business day. Okay, and look, all the indices are taking off right now. All we needed was a pullback. We should get out of the no trade zone here on the ES soon. I would think we get out of that no trade zone. Okay. Hopefully we got out of that no trade zone. We're not in. I mean, we're not out of it yet, but the thing that determines how big the no trade zone is the input, the sensitivity input right here. And for the ES, it's pretty conservative to have it at 0.35, but I like 0.35 with the ES. Conservative is pretty good with the ES, I think. We're having a trend change, it looks like. Well, this was an uptrend. This was an uptrend. This is definitely trend change-ish. And let's go look at the big picture one more time and see what's going on. All right, the NQ with the Russell going back up to the weekly trading zone with the ES going up to the midpoint. We're at the midpoint right now with the NQ 30 minute. We got up above red and falling here. And so the next thing up above us is going to be, let me get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, the next thing up above us is going to be the midpoint between these weekly trading zones, and we're just about there on the NQ. Okay. Yeah, we are there on the NQ. Above that is the next weekly trading zone, which is up here at 271. Okay. So we'll see if we fail here, if we keep going up. If we keep going up, then it's got another 50 points. That is how you use those larger time frame things. Right? You get an entry here on a smaller time frame, and you get a target on a larger time frame. Okay. All of these things just started moving up, and we need a pullback. We almost had a trade here on the Russell. If it hit the ribbon right there, we would have had a trade. We had the black arrow right here, but I didn't want to take that. I wanted a deeper pullback. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully we'll get that. Again, I'm on a 15 range right now. And the 15 range is because I can say the top of this bar. Let's say I wanted to go long on an up close of this bar. I just have to add 4 points. So I'd be buying right now 24. Right, I'd be buying 24. It's just 4 points from the bottom of the bar. That's where I put my buy stop limit order. Okay. The way this bar is right now, with the low where it is, the high can only be at 23.75. Right now, the low is just a little lower. Not right there. See, that's a black arrow. It's not the green arrow that I was hoping for or looking for. But it is an arrow nonetheless. I was looking for a deeper pullback down to the ribbon is what I was looking for. After you get a trend change, I'd like to see that. Okay, this might work out, it might not. I'm going to wait for the deeper pullback on this. Okay. It is starting to work out, but I'm still going to wait for the deeper pullback. If you are in it, you should bump your stop to break even right now. All right, we want to see it put in a higher swing. And if it's gonna do the leg length, then it's got a big leg length to do right here. This was in today's lesson plan. This is the leg length up to here. Okay. So like I said, I'm gonna wait for it to pull back and hit the ribbon, and then I'll look for that leg length. Okay, so that leg length should go something like, something like this. If it hits the ribbon, it should be something like that. We'll see. We will see. We need to pull back here on the ES and over here on the Russell as well. Okay. So you see how we're consolidating right here? Having a hard time getting through that. It's making this pullback to the ribbon look even less appealing now. But if we get it, if we get the bounce off the ribbon, we're going to go for it. There's a good chance it'll go right through the ribbon. That was what I'm thinking. Just have to wait and see. Okay. Nobody's asking for any symbols in here. Anybody that's watching the live stream, if you're watching after the fact, Monday morning we're going to start something. We're going to do a live stream at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time Monday morning. We'll stream the open 9:15 to 9:45. Okay. Now we're in the oversold and we have a black arrow here. It's not the green arrow that I was hoping for. The green arrow would have been a literal bounce off the ribbon. But it's a black arrow, and it's got a pretty deep pullback, kind of near the ribbon. So you can take this one if you want. It still didn't put in the higher swing. It's, if you got it, you would take a break even on that right now, or take a little profit. These haven't started pulling back yet. This is what I'm a little bit concerned about. These stopped moving up all the indices stopped moving up at the same place at the same time. So are they all going to turn around right here? That's the real question. And I always go back and refer to the bigger time frame. You know, we're at the midpoint right here. That is an area of resistance on the NQ. The ES is also at the midpoint, an area of resistance. The Russell, well, the Russell's trying to get up to the weekly trading zone, so it hasn't quite hit that area of resistance yet. So we just have to wait, trade what's in front of us, right? If you took any of these black arrows, they all worked out okay if you didn't move your stop to break even and take a break even on it. We are getting a little bit higher here, and this is the leg length right here. All the way up here is where it's got to go to. All right, now the DOM on the NQ, I can't see that far up in the DOM, but that's what it's looking like it wants to get up to right there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions coming in, so I'm just going to keep trading until we run out of time or somebody asks me a question, right? The trades from this morning on the NQ, we'll just look at the NQ since that's what we're focusing on right here. Oh, okay. I'll do that right over here on gold. Let's just do this. XAUUSD. Okay, it's this one right here, and we're not going to be able to look at that on a 7 range. All right, let's look at that on. Let's get it on a 50 range. Okay, no, not even 50. Let's get it on a 500 range. There you go. It's really choppy in here. On a 500 range, it's really choppy. Any kind of range right now is going to be really choppy. See, it's got no direction. The long-term direction is just flat, and it's wobbling around. Goes from short to short to long, short, flat, long, again and again. I wouldn't trade that at all right now. I'll hold off on that. Pretty much any kind of gold right now is going to be a lot of sideways action. We have the CPI and the PPI coming out over the next 2 days, and that's going to have a big effect on gold over the next 2 days. We hit that leg length down on this. All right, we need the pullback. We need to get the pullback. We haven't gotten the pullback yet. But that's what I would think for the XAU USD. I would not trade it right now. Okay. Do you have anything else? Riot and Mara. IoT and Mara. Okay, let's take a look. Oops. IoT. This one. Okay, let's see what that's priced at. All right, so 500 range is way too big for this. With a $16 stock, it's got to have some volatility. I don't know how much volatility this has. It doesn't look like very much, but we'll put it on a smaller time frame. Okay, so every bar is 25 cents. Every bar is a quarter right here, right? And that is not going to give you much. And it needs to be smaller than that. Maybe every bar is a dime. Okay, if we do every bar is a dime in here, we can reset the sensitivity just a little bit. You only want the sensitivity to show up where it's flat, right? The no trade zone where it's flat. But you can see when it did pull out, it was showing you what it should show in here. Now every bar is worth a dime, okay? This is with Riot, every bar is worth a dime. So pull back up, bounced off the ribbon, came out of the overbought and pushed down. The long-term direction was bearish, saying you should be looking for shorts. You got a lower swing, pull back up, did it again, lower swing, pull back up. Right in here, it didn't give you the trade because it went flat. The long-term direction went flat right here. So it didn't give you the trade, it put you in a no trade zone. Now the no trade zone may be a little too steep right here. Might want to bump that out just a little bit. You know, maybe a little too conservative, try 0.008. See that just took it off just a hair. Maybe 0.006, a little smaller. See, You want the no trade zone where the long-term direction is flat. So that's about right. 006, 007, right in that range. The NQ is about to give us another trade here, I think. Maybe. It still hasn't hit the ribbon on the pullback. But this went actually higher than I thought it was gonna. This was the leg length right here. We'll go back and look at the higher time frame in just a minute. Okay, so that's what Riot looks like. If we look at that, let's look at it over here, a little bit bigger picture. On the downside, you're at a point right now where it's got some pretty good support and it's got some buyers. I would be careful about trading it on the downside anymore right here. Right, you had the short from up here, you had the short from right here, and you put in a lower swing. You might be able to get one more short from the ribbon up here at 16.5, maybe 16.75. Able to get one more short out of it. That's what Riot looks like to me. Let me see. The other one is Mara. Right, you want to see M-A-R-A. This one, Marathon Holdings. Let's see. It's about the same price stock, so the sensitivity should be about the same. Volatility, maybe a dime. I don't know. This is kind of a messy stock, but if you started over here at the morning where it opened up, this morning you had one good trade right in here. Now for each one of these being a dime, you had one good trade in there. You had one here. With a dime, you're gonna have like probably a 15 tick stop or a 15 cent stop. So you would have stopped out on that one. You would have had about a dime profit on that, a little more than a dime profit on that. In here, about the same thing. This would have gone through all these right here with a 15 tick stop. If you'd gotten one of these with a dime and gone to break even or taken a little bit of profit, you had to wait until you got a lower swing to be able to take another one in this direction. Okay, so you could have taken this one right here, and that worked out for about 20 cents, a quarter maybe. And right here it's pulling back. It's got to pull back up and hit the ribbon. This has to get up into the overbought. Okay. But if you wanted to do something like this, like let's say you got 1,000 shares and it pulls back up and hits the ribbon and you sell it and you're looking for a quarter or you're looking for a dime. You know, a dime's $100, 1,000, you know, a quarter's $250. If that's what you're looking for, I mean, you can do it again and again in here. You know, when you're risking $150 for each one of those. Okay. Now let's bump this back. All right, we did end up getting that green arrow over here on the NQ. I didn't put the trade on, but we did end up getting the green arrow over here on the NQ. Okay, so that's a 10 range here on the Mara. Now you could do it on a larger time frame if you wanted to have fewer, bigger trades. You know, you just bump it to a larger time frame. If you do it on like a 20 range, that's twice as big. The same kind of thing. In here would have started here at 9:30. So your trade would have been right here. You'd have a 30 tick stop or 30-cent stop on that. So your entry point would have been in here at 16, and it ran up to 16.40. So you had a 40 cent gain. And if you were doing 1,000 contracts, again, that's $400. If you shorted right here, you wouldn't want to do that because the long-term trend is flat. You don't want to have the long-term trend bullish or bearish. Right here, I wouldn't do anything with the long-term trend flat like that. Okay. Again, we'd have to work on the sensitivity in here because this should have been a no trade zone right through here. But you just got to adjust the sensitivity to make that right. Okay. I missed that. And well, I'm still waiting for pullback on the ES. All right, so here on the NQ, if I had taken the green arrow on the NQ, would have taken just a little bit of profit, looking for it to get up above here, I'd be out. A little bit of profit or a break even. The Russell is too late to get into as well. If I'd have taken that, I'd have probably been out at a break even right now. Okay. Again, a reminder to everyone that's watching this after the fact, watching the live stream after the fact. Monday morning, I'll be starting at 9:15. I'll do a stream of the open from 9:15 to 9:45 Monday morning. So you guys can come and watch that on Monday morning. I'll start that next week and we'll do it for a week and see how it goes. Okay. If people tend to like it and show up, then maybe I'll keep doing it. We'll see. That is a whole 3 or 4 days away. Actually, next Friday, the 18th, that is a big day for me. Next Friday is a big day, and next Tuesday is a big day. Jake starts up his next semester on Tuesday, and Macy goes off to college on the 18th. So, big days. All right. See, the blue over here is a no trade zone. So we're going into no trade zone here on the NQ. We're not going to have anything over there right now. And here on the ES, we are starting to pull back. We're oversold. Really, it doesn't have to give us a green arrow because we've already had a couple of green arrows in this direction, but it's got to give us a decent pullback. I like to see like a 50% retracement of this, and that would give us all the way down here to the ribbon. Crypto, when we're talking about daily volume, we're talking about what kind of volatility do they have? Daily volume in range. Because we're using range bars in here, if like you could have 20 million, say, in one bar, but if it doesn't exceed this range, it's never going to go to the next bar. So it's got to exceed. It's got to exceed the range. It's got to be volatile as far as price movement goes for us to get any kind of anything. Okay, that's what Dwayne's getting at right now, asking those questions. Okay, if it's got volatility, then we'll be able to come up with a time frame that'll work. Right here, I don't think the gold is giving us anything here. Go back to run the Z on gold, and we're on a 7 range. Still nothing on gold. Okay, I'm gonna fix that context. Put that back at 0.1. Okay. All right, guys, we're starting to go sideways a little bit here. I have another thing for anybody that's watching this after the fact, because we get way more people that watch it after the fact than watch it live. What time do you watch it after the fact? You can email us at support@tradingiq.com or support@cfrn.net. All you have to do is say what time you watch it. We were discussing yesterday or last night. Kind of discussing maybe doing something later on, but I only want to do it if there's going to be an audience. And I just got to tell you, it's going to be really slow at night. There are periods where the markets move a little bit. The NQ, there's usually a spread, but the NQ, the ES, sometimes some of the currencies, and none time. Oh, that's okay, crypto. The range bar, the thing about the range bar is it's true price action, right? You're only going to get to the next bar if you exceed the current range, the range of the current bar. Every bar is the same size. So if you don't have any range in price, you're never going to go to the next bar. So one bar could last 3 hours and it could have a ton of volume, monetary. It could have a ton of shares traded, or it could have just a few and it could last a microsecond. You'll see gaps every now and then. Like on the gold, there were some gaps today. On the gold, there was somewhere in here, there was a big gap. Here it was right here. See gaps like this. And this is somebody, if you look at the DOM like this, you see how many places are right here on the DOM? It's 203 in these 10 spots right here. So somebody put an order on for like 500 shares right there, 500 shares, 500 contracts, and just ate everything up. Bam, ate it all up all the way down to here. From here down to here. Everything that was on the bid. Right? That's, this is the kind of thing that moves the price around. When people are buying and buying and buying, price is going to go up. And when they're selling and selling and selling, price is going to go down. Taking out all this stuff. Okay. So the Russell's got a green arrow here. Now, if you waited for the green arrow, this is it on the Russell. If you tried to take one of the black arrows in here, then you can't take the green arrow. But if you waited for the green arrow, you can take it now. I don't know that it's going to do anything right here. I think all the markets just stopped movement right here. Don't know why, but they all just stopped moving. But yeah, crypto, if you want to see something like, let's just look here at Bitcoin. Okay, the market's not really doing anything right here. We only have a few minutes left, but let's just look at Bitcoin. Okay, since you're a crypto lover, let's look at this. And with this, we're going to do it at $5 a bar, right? A 500 range. $5 a bar. Bang. You see that? So if you like to trade, you just got to find, based upon the volatility and, whatever kind of security you're trading, you just got to find the right level of volatility. I can help you with all this. If we're in here, you can see that our sensitivity is not giving us any no trade zones. Here's a no trade zone over here. So the sensitivity needs to be a little more conservative. So we have a no trade zone like right here where it changed directions and right here where it changed directions. So you just got to go in here and adjust that until you do have that. So it's not going to be 0.01, it might be 0.05. Okay. And that's a little better, but maybe it's going to be 0.1. Okay. And there you go. You got a no trade zone where it changed directions. That's what we wanted. Maybe 0.15, a little bit more conservative. Okay, see right here where it got flat. That's what you want. Maybe 0.2 is right for Bitcoin. See, now you have your no trade zones where you should have them, and you're just going to adjust it. The reason you have those is so that you're not going to get any arrows in here. You're not going to print any arrows, and you can also, so you don't have the black arrows. If you want to just have the green arrows, which are your higher probability arrows, just click on green only like that. You only have green arrows, which are your high probability arrows. Your highest probability arrows are going to be green arrows where the black line is in the green for a long trade. Green arrows where the black line is in the green for a long trade, or green arrows where the black line is in the red for a short trade. Right? Those are going to be your highest probability trades. And you can tell ahead of time when they're coming, because all you have to do is you see these little arrows? They let you know when a big arrow is about to get there. Okay, they let you know when a big arrow is about to get there. See, right, pay attention, pay attention. The long-term trend is bearish, you're overbought. All that needs to happen is for it to drop out of the overbought to give an arrow. That's what the little arrows are saying. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay. That's what they're saying. All right, guys, it is time for me to wrap it up. We didn't have any trades today, did we? I don't think we did. Oh, we had the one Russell trade, the one Russell trade, and it's still going. All right, there I can bump my stop to break even. I'm going to bump it to 1 tick, so we can say we got 1 tick. It's going to go up here to 42.7, right? 42.7. If we just wait a minute, it'll probably get up there right now. But we're plus 1 tick on this one Russell trade, the green arrow over here. And it's going to go up to 42.7. Does that equal? Yeah, 42.7 is the swing high as well. You see that right here. All right, so I end up with the 1 tick, but I would still look for that to get up to 42.7 right now. It's a swing high, and for it to continue the trend, it's got to get up above that. For it to continue the trend, it's got to get up above. All right, that is it, guys. So we ended up with just that one little trade right here. We took a little bit of profit. It should get up above this. If we were doing leg lengths again, we'll do another leg length. That one that we did over here on the NQ earlier. I totally killed that. We'll do it here. There's kind of a hiccup in this leg length, but we'll do it from down here. Okay, we'll go fair to here because that looks about right. Hang on, let me fix this. Here we go. Do it from there to there. That's our leg length. Okay, so you can see that leg length repeated. Oops. Repeated right here. Then it hiccuped a little bit. Then it repeated right there. Then you had a decent pullback. Okay, and now this is what it should do. So that's where I said it was going to go, 42.7. It's almost there. And now that we're up there, 43.2 is looking pretty good. 43.2, and 43.2 is actually up here. Okay, so if we minimize this, you'll see 43.2 is up here, and that, my friends, comes from reading the DOM. Right? If you follow the rules in here for the trade setups, the trade rules, there's 3 steps to every trade. There's the entry, the risk management, and the exit. Okay, this is the exit. Look left to the prior swing high. That's what we said was right here. Was the prior swing high, and the DOM said to read that. I said to do that, and then learn to read the DOM to find potential of the price is searching for it. So that's why this was kind of a double whammy right here. It was a swing high and the number that DOM was searching for. But the next number up is 43.2 so far. Okay, 43.4 right now. So the next number up is rising. All right. Anyway, if you haven't taken a free trial with us and you want to, go here to mytradingiq.com, sign up for the trial right here. All right. You learn how to use all this. The only way to get these indicators, the only way to get this stuff in the training that I'm giving to you right now, the only way to get that is to sign up for the free trial. There's no other place to find the indicators. All right, you gotta sign up for the trial. mytradingiq.com. All right, that's it. With that, I've gone over a little bit. I'm gonna wrap it up and send it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, in Studio A overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Recap of the morning session.
This morning I took one trade in 1 minute to get to $1,200.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, you left off on the Dow, where we hit the long target and we hit the short target. And as you will recall, all of our members had these targets last night at 6:25 p.m. Eastern, 25 minutes after the Globex Open. Globex opens at 6 p.m. Eastern. Today at 5 p.m. Eastern will be the end of the Wednesday session. Tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, the markets will reopen, and that will be the beginning of the Thursday session. So the CTAs are published shortly after the Globex Open each evening, Sunday through Thursday. So the Dow, we opened with this candle. We overcame red and falling, turning it to blue and climbing. Ran right up to the zone, consolidated, hit the target to the tick. Price got below the BBC and dropped to the short target. We've now pulled back to the BBC, which we expect to be resistance until proven otherwise. As you can see, the pullback holds more often than it doesn't, whether it's pulling from below or pulling from above. Pulling from below. On the Russell, hit the long target, got below the BBC, hit the short target. NQ ran right up to the long target, got below the BBC, ran right down to the short target. The market found support at the weekly trading zone, found resistance at the weekly trading zone, found resistance at the weekly zone, support at the zone. These are the zones that were published Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Once they're published, they don't change for the entire week. Last night, crude open, went sideways, but we were above the BBC, so we're thinking about the long target. We get above blue and climbing, goal for the day up to the zone, to the target, then the zone, and then we traded up to the next zone. We spiked it, and then it lost its steam. Now, instead of blue and climbing, so you had a perfect stack all the way up. Now, we're coming back down into this area where the market found support at the zone. This candle on this candle. We get below that long target, and below this zone, and we got a beautiful window of opportunity down to the zone, and then down to the short target. On gold, we ran up and hit the long target, got below the BBC, ran down and hit the short target. Silver, we attempted higher but didn't make it. Got below the BBC, hit the short target, bounced up to the BBC, back to the short target, back up to the BBC, back down to the short target, and we're just consolidating right along the short target. And on the euro, market opened, we got above the BBC, ran up just shy of the target, pulled back to the BBC, the pullback held, we hit the target and the weekly trading zone. When price drops to a zone, we expect support. When price rallies up to a zone, we expect resistance. Once you learn how to use the weekly trading zones properly, they will become one of the most important tools in your trading toolbox. To become a lifetime member, go to eminifuturestrading.com. If you have any questions, call Valerie at 949-42-EMINI or send an email to support@cfrn.net. Passport is your all-access pass to everything we do, everything we've ever done, and whatever we do in the future. No recurring fees, no upsells, no nonsense. So let's wrap this up with our good word for the day, getting real. 1 Corinthians 10:13. Temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. Problem isn't just that we sin, it's that we can't talk about it. We're comfortable with tales of people who used to sin because they have happy endings. Imagine going to a counselor and saying, I only want to talk about problems I used to have. Please don't ask me to confess any current ones. I'd be embarrassed. I'm afraid you would reject me. Would you go to a counselor and try to convince him that you don't need counsel? Probably not. In John 5:4, we read that, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. Remember, our devotion this week is the foundations of faith. Adversity is often the enemy's attempt to rob you of the next season of God's blessing in your life. If you find yourself under attack today, you need to do 3 things. Number 1, rise up and fight back. You'll be tempted to withdraw or become timid and passive, especially if you've been hurt. Don't do it. A wounded animal just invites attack. The enemy loves shy, fearful types, but real fighters intimidate him. So be bold and claim the promise. From James 4:7, resist the enemy and he will flee from you. Use all your weapons. The Bible says the weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. 2 Corinthians 10:4. Prayer is a weapon. Use it daily. And join in prayer with others. One person alone can't multiply faith. Increase begins when 2 people get together. You can read about that in Matthew 18:19. Make sure you know the intercessors in your life, because they have influence with God. Scripture is also a weapon, so use it. Ephesians 6:17 says, take the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Find out what God's Word says about your situation and then use it like a sword to cut the enemy's head off. And number 3, try to see the big picture. Few things are ever as they first appear. So look beyond the moment and see if something good is being birthed in you. After adversity comes blessing and favor. So get your eyes back on the big picture. Paul, who suffered relentless attacks, said in 2 Corinthians 4:17, "Our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." The bottom line, today you can be victorious. That's our good word for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.